Hello there, and welcome to this week's training, the 5 phases to 5 figures. Before I get started, let me do a quick audio check to see if I can indeed hear myself loud and clear. 5 phases to 5 figures before I get started. Awesome. So I can hear myself loud and clear. If you can hear me as well, drop a hello in the chat. If you're watching this live right now, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. So today we're going to talk about the 5 phases to 5 figures. If you're tuning in right now, say hello. Let me know which country you're tuning in from, what time. Is it over there? Even if you're watching the replay, feel free to engage and comment as well. As we wait for the rest of us to stream in, a huge shout out to Miss Coley Cheng for hitting 30,000 closing the month of June in USD for her company. Amazing woman, amazing closer, and shout out to Elaine, who has been closing consistently. This is one of her wins, which is 18K Malaysian dollars, which is probably what, 6,000 USD. Training program for her influencer, more to come. And shout out to Andrew Wong, Mr. Andrew Wong, who landed a role Sena role with a 7-figure company. Everything is dialed in there. So he is good to go. 3 calls booked for day 1. Okay, so who this training is for, if you're currently in a 9 to 5, and you're at a point of what I call a pain threshold. And what I mean is you have seen and heard about closing. I see David is live, Andrea is live. Say hello, okay, don't be shy. Elaine is live. Okay, engage, prepare yourself and participate and engage. Okay, keep your comments going. I can see you're in a 9 to 5 and you have seen and heard about closing. So I'm going to assume that those of you watching this, whether live or replay, you get how this industry works, right? You go to a company, and as long as the company has an offer, a good offer, ideally a high ticket offer, so that the margins are high. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Jessica. So that the margins are high, the ticket price is high. So even if your comms is 10, 15, 20%, it's still going to generate a good amount of income for your commissions and monthly salary, right? So you get the idea. You go to a company, they have a good offer, ideally a high ticket offer, and then you do sales for them, okay? And your goal is to build a professional career in this industry. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this isn't just about surpassing your old income, because when I talk about the pain threshold, and I will share a little bit of my story in a moment so you understand what the pain threshold means. It's more about building up a skill that you can trust for yourself to keep and use in the long term, true or false, right? It's a way of building systems internally and externally for yourself so that overall your entire way of life changes. Is that you? If this resonates with you, drop a me in the chat. Okay, drop a hashtag me in the chat. Even if you're watching the replay, I want you to engage and participate and just pretend that this is the most important training that you ever attend, okay? So how many of you agree with me when I say that this is the time where it's really the rise of closers? And I know I use that catchphrase all the time. It's a little bit cheesy, okay, but that's what I use for my branding. But I really do see that more people are trying to build themselves on the inside. You know, on the outside, it seems like, yeah, we want to come online and do sales, but really it's a way I found for people who want to correct a lot of things on the inside, such as the ability to learn, self-discipline, confidence. It's a bit like this is our own redemption journey. How many of you relate to that, right? So a lot of people are trying to come into this space and do online sales. Why? How about you share your reasons with me in the chat? What is your reason? Because from what I've heard from closers, it allows them to control their income while taking care of their family. And Joanna says that, oh, it's very competitive. A lot of people are coming in precisely because of that reason. That's why you got to be the best of the best, because this market growing, what does it tell us? Is competition good or bad? Okay, I don't want to go into a niche where there's nobody, because that tells me that the demand is not established. But when you see a growing market and you happen to own that skill, what does it mean for you? Right? It means that you have to beat the competition. And some of the reasons that I've heard is, oh, it allows me to control my income while taking care of my family. Some of you have to take care of your parents. Some of you have to take care of your kids. Some of you have to manage your homes. And you feel like, oh, if I don't have to keep traveling to work, to and fro, 3 hours, 6 hours, wasting all that time commuting, getting stuck in traffic jam, dealing with difficult bosses, difficult colleagues. If I can just stay at home and build a legit skill, at least, now I still have to work, I still have to train, but at least I got my time back, at least I got my money back. How many of you relate to that? Okay. And my question for you is, as the world progresses, as technology improves, what is your opinion? Do you think closing on chat, closing on phone will become more relevant or less relevant? Is this one of the things you think can be replaced by AI or not so much? What do you think? Because ever since the lockdown began, I'm sure you can see that basically everything went online, right? Even you talk to your friends, you also have to close your friends on chat, right? You want to set up a date, you want to talk to your romantic partner, whatever you want to do, a lot of things happen on chat, true or false. So I'm not talking about sales. I'm talking about closing. There's a difference, right? And then how many of you started to go on Zoom more and more, meet your friends on Zoom? So even if you do not become an online salesperson, I'm sure you have seen the shift, right? The power of owning this skill. Even because I know some of you are not actually in sales, you're working for other companies and you have seen the power of this skill, right? And you're looking to grow and advance yourself. And before I go deeper into the training, I want to give a really important disclaimer. And this is really about me and my company and my values and what I stand for. I understand that a lot of people look at closing as a part-time thing, as a side hustle, right? If this is what you want to build, there are many other coaches that teach part-time closing. And I'm not one of them because I have never done part-time closing. I've never had a job. All I do is full-time closing. So I cannot teach you something that I've never done. So if you're kind of like, oh, I don't really want to get my hands dirty. I just want to have this as an option. Maybe I can come online, work 2-3 hours, make a few hundred here and there, make a couple thousand. I'm not your guy because that's not what I teach. That's not what I stand for. Okay? My students and I do this as proud full-time professionals. Okay. Are there exceptions? Yes, there are people that are still in the process of transitioning, and they are working very hard to balance both their day job and the studying with me and the training with me. And we set goals and they hold themselves accountable and they are making that transition happen. So yes, there are exceptions, but provided you hit those standards, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So please be prepared to break the following beliefs as well. If there's some part in you that's secretly thinking that, well, having a job is tough, why don't I just come online and make some easy money? Or I'm here because I feel like this can be easy, at least easier than my job. Okay, no, it's not going to be easier than your job. This is as close as it gets to entrepreneurship. If you want comfort, if you want part-time, okay, go to other coaches. Okay, go try some other things. What I teach, my system today, the 5 phases, is not for you. And if some part of you is just trying to escape responsibilities, which is what I did as well, this will not work. And I'll share my story shortly. Okay, and like I said, part-time income, 2-3 hours, our work is not for you. Okay, what do I want to see? Okay, so for those of you part-timers, okay, you can stop the training already. Okay, the full-timers, what I need from you is ironclad self-discipline. No excuses. Okay, do you have what it takes? You don't have to tell me now. I would love to say, put it in the chat if you have it. But let's see, okay? Right now, at the time of this recording, it's July, 1st of July. We have 6 more months to the end of the year. Let's see at the end of the year, okay, who has grit. So I want to quickly share my story because I feel it's very relevant. What you see here is me in my early 20s. I was traveling to a lot of countries, Hong Kong, Australia, Taiwan, Malaysia, China, to fence, to compete. That was my career. That was my dream, to become a professional athlete, to become a national fencer, which I achieved my goal. And the one you see on my right is my career as a martial artist. That's my martial arts brand. That's my martial arts gym. That's my martial arts business. I've been doing this for 10 years before I transitioned to online, exactly what you're thinking of doing right now. And a lot of things I can't relate to you because I never had a job, but some I can relate because at the end of the day, I felt I was stuck in my business. So in a sense, that was my job. I was stuck in my old ways. So in a sense, I was trapped. And I want to be really clear that the problem wasn't outside of me. It's not that fencing was good or bad, it's not that martial arts or the market was good or bad. The truth was I was avoiding what I was trying to tell you earlier, a lot of responsibilities. And in my mind, I guess subconsciously, I thought that if I kept sweeping them under the rug, then I never have to grow up and I can always put them aside. What responsibilities am I talking about? The root of what I'm saying is, at its core, it's really a simple thing of how to think. How to think. What am I talking about? The most important one is how many of you relate at the age when you're in your early 20s, mid 20s? You don't really have a good concept of what's my future, my career, my finances going to be, right? And I didn't have a resume because I never worked before, and I didn't want the resume because I don't want to sell my time. What I wanted was to be proficient at a skill, just be good enough at one skill. And I tried drop shipping. And in my mind, even like worst case scenario, even if I do drop shipping and I just earn 3 figures, 500, 900 a month USD, that would still be pretty good. Worst case scenario, or I tried copywriting. Worst case scenario, I earn 1,500, 2,000 a month. That's still pretty good for my age at the time, right? But that's my goal. I wanted an in-demand life skill that I can control, right? Just like you, remotely. And this thing about being 100% responsible for leading and growing my own life, leading and growing my own finances, it's not possible for me at the time. Okay, how many of you relate to that in your early 20s? And what's an even deeper root of that is it's a blind spot, it's all the deeply rooted limiting beliefs that I didn't even know I had those beliefs. So when I look at my life, why every day I'm getting injuries, not having enough money to buy my blades, not having enough money to go for training, and then I'm injuring myself, and then I cannot pay my rent, and then I have to work so hard, just to sustain my rent. And in the end, while I was going through this, I knew what was happening. I knew that I was in some kind of a loop. And I knew that being in this loop, if I continue to see this loop, then I'll never get out. I know, but I can see it happening every day. It's just that I don't want to think, right? I talk about how to think. I actually didn't want to think, because if I think, what does getting out of this loop mean? Like those of you in your 9 to 5, what does getting out mean? Number one, does it mean I will lose everything that I've built previously? Or does it mean that I would fall into some completely foreign jungle, and then what's going to happen there? So how about I just subconsciously stay in this loop, and then, maybe I don't have to think about it. Yeah, and for a few months, and some of you for a few years, I've seen closers, they just spend years in this loop. I mean, I spent 10 years in this loop, right? Is it a lot to lose? Yes, initially, yes, until there's nothing left for you to lose. That's when what I call the wake-up calls hit. My body cannot sustain itself, my business cannot sustain itself, and my girlfriend at the time just thought that I was so immature and childish, and then she left, ended the relationship. And when this kind of thing happens, it's not just one domain, because of who I am, it mirrors itself across my business, my health, my family, my relationships. It's a paradigm. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's a paradigm. Okay, type the word paradigm in the chat because I want you to see my paradigm so that from here, you start to see your paradigm. Because if this thing can no longer hold, then what happens? There will come a point where change has to happen. And you can either initiate this change or the change will initiate itself for you. And can I do a quick survey right now? Which one do you prefer? I see a paradigm from Elaine, a transition from Robert. Admin can't be replaced by AI. Thanks for joining us today, guys. If you initiate, it's not going to be that bad. But if you wait and the universe keeps trying to wake you up and it sends you a little bit of warning and you don't reply, you ignore, and then they give you a little bit more lessons and experience and you still try and sweep it under the rug, and eventually this is what's going to happen. Here's my real face. So where is the unstoppable fencer? Where is the Bruce Lee? No, there's no Bruce Lee. There's just me, sorry ass guy alone in my room, 4 walls, burned out. This is what burnout looks like. How to cover the rent? Don't know. How to get students? Don't know. How to live my life going to my 30s? Don't know. What to do with my career? Don't know. What to do tomorrow? Don't know. How to get my girlfriend back? Don't know. Anything? Don't know. That's it. Game over. And how old was I? 29. I had 10 years during my career or my previous life. I had 10 years to prepare for this shift. And I chose to ignore my responsibilities every single time. So you either close yourself or one day the universe is going to come and close you. And for those of you who have experienced this, you know what I'm saying. So once I got to this point, that was it. I was forced to own every single responsibility that I have been sweeping under the rug for the last 10 years. So today, when I receive messages from people, closers are texting me when they are in the hospitals. And some of these guys are people that book calls with me and they didn't join my program. They joined some other coach's program and they thought that, they can try that first. And then I forgot about them. Next thing I know, I received a text from them. I'm in the hospital now. It's a health crisis, or I'm having some problems. It's a financial crisis. How many of you actually met me because of this? Type in the chat. I know closers, a lot of them, because of they cannot manage themselves, all the relationships get messed up. Relationship with spouse, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, family, all messed up. And then they text me, I don't know what to do. By then, even if I wanted to, I cannot help you, because how deep do you think the problem has become? Okay, why don't you initiate the change earlier? Right? And this is some of the text. Okay, I had a large wake-up call. I was in the hospital for 5 days. I've been overworking myself. Okay, I find that a lot of my students are me 4 or 5 years ago. I was sitting in my hospital. Okay, so now I'm going to start the main training proper. So please start taking notes. Okay, if you don't want to be this guy, please start taking notes. The first phase, what you're seeing here, is what I call the inner game. It's your mentality, it's your attitude. You know my background, right? Athlete, martial arts. I did those as my profession. I was a professional for those two things. And now I am a sales professional, just like you. Every athlete, every professional needs their own base, right? Who doesn't need your own base? You can call it space and time. Space is your professional working space. If you don't have that, you're always being disturbed. You cannot work. Work boundaries. You got to inform. And for those of you wanting to come into this space and you don't know what it's like, When you work remotely, you're at home all the time. So your family is going to think that you're doing some stupid stuff on your computer, right? Especially the initial part when you're not bringing in money yet. They think you're on your computer all day. They don't know what you're doing. They don't understand. Okay, so you have to really be strong and believe in yourself. And you must understand that they were from a previous generation. They were from a previous paradigm, so they can't understand. Okay, so don't get mad at them. Don't take it personally. It's like that for every household. Okay, don't take it personally. So you need to protect your space. You need to protect your focus, right? You need your own base, and the basic things like laptop, computer, Wi-Fi. Please, okay, you have to have those things. Okay, for those of you who don't understand how this game works, time boundaries. When like today, why are you on this training? You have 1 hour with me today, right? You have to protect this time because right now, time and focus is your most valuable resource because you need to study. And that goes into your schedule, which I'll cover a little bit in the next point, okay, what I call intelligent discipline. So space and time is the most basic things. And if the end game, like I said, I don't coach part-timers, right? If you want to go all the way with this, what's the end game? The end game is to become a 6-figure sales leader, true or false? I've seen coaches go on to 7, 8 figures, but the bare minimum is 5-figure months, right? So don't you agree with me that when you get there, you would have your internal and external systems all dialed, right? So why doesn't it start today? And if it doesn't start today, you're like, oh, let me wait first. Then when will it start? So a very important disclaimer I have to say, if you cannot balance your relationships and protect your focus and energy, don't come into closing. Okay, go do something else. This isn't for you. This is a remote game. You must understand what is the base. Okay. 4 years ago, when I started, I told myself that, okay, I'm gonna get my own space. Okay, it's gonna be protected. It's gonna have computer, Wi-Fi. I have my gym equipment here. I have some motivational stuff on my wall. I pack all my books. I want this to be my battlefield. Where is your battlefield? Can you take a photo and send it to me? Okay, on Messenger. And when I talk to a closer, after I look at the space, the first thing I want to see, I say, screenshot your Google Calendar now and send it to me. I want to see, because one look at your week, I want to see your week. Don't give me 1 day. I want to see your week. One look at your week, I can see how far you're going to go. If you don't produce this for me, I already know what your future is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Space and time. I want to see your Google Calendar. Just one look. And I know, are you blocking time out to study, to work on your brand, to practice? These 3 things. If these 3 hours don't exist, don't close. Okay, go do something else. Okay, once you're able to secure this, that's phase 1. Phase 2 is what I call discipline mastery. Okay, discipline mastery. What do I mean? Write this down, okay, and type in the chat as well so that everyone can see. I want to say these 2 words: intelligent discipline. Okay, intelligent discipline. I don't just want you, last week I surveyed my student. I said, what is the #1 quality you feel that I have? That's my strength. That's the X factor for my success. And all of them said, discipline, discipline, discipline. But I don't want you to have this idea that, oh, discipline will lead to success. No, discipline is not enough, because I can tell you, this guy was ultra disciplined. This guy was ultra disciplined, and he was still stuck. And my question to you is why? Because he only have discipline. He don't have the intelligent part. He don't know what counts. He just know how to go, 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 go. So I told myself that, from 29 and onwards, I cannot do that anymore, because it's hurting my body. It's making me very burnt out. I got to change. I got to start learning how to think. And the most important shift for you when it comes to discipline is to align. You don't want to force yourself. You don't want to punish yourself, because that you'll burn out. Okay, as you guys join teams and you see those entrepreneurs, you see a lot of them burn out all the time. Okay, do I look burnt out to you? Can you follow me on Instagram? Follow me on my stories. Look at my face, because I'm aligned. Because I have the answers to these few questions. And I don't want you to answer me now, because I want you to spend like minimum 1 day. Okay, you lock yourself in your room and you go think about this question, or you go for a long walk, whatever. Okay, you write these answers down and you send it to me. I want to see your answers. Okay. First, can you tell me where are we going? What's the plan? Some of you are in your early 20s, some of you 30s, some of you 40s. Why are you watching this training? Like, what's the plan? Like I said, you know, part-time, dabblers, don't waste your time. And why are we going there? And must we go there? I'll tell you right now, if you cannot give me the answers to this and you are not 100% at peace with your answers, your discipline, no use. Okay? Now, on to the technical part. A proven closer needs to be trained, right? That goes without saying. Which professional doesn't need to be trained? Identity, brand, and skills. Okay, but for those of you who don't understand how this works, okay, before you join a course, before you join a program, I want you to really be honest with yourself. Okay, when I talk about phase 1 or even now phase 2, can you fulfill them? Be honest with yourself. Will I see your answers to these questions? And I don't care where you watch this, you know, whether you watch this half a month from now, half a year from now, 1 year from now, on my YouTube, on my Facebook, wherever. I want you to write this and find a way to contact me and say, Sean, I've seen your training. These are my answers. Okay. Can you fulfill this? Can you fulfill this? Can you fulfill this? If you can't fulfill this, okay, don't come inside and then you say, oh, the program doesn't work, you know, the coach scammed me and the program is shit. I agree. Some coaches are, you know, I don't want to go there, but it's not about blaming them. Okay, it's about us taking our ownership. Okay, so if you can't fulfill this, then your focus now is either to go all out to fulfill it, okay, or change the plan. Go do something else. Okay, go find something else that's in your zone of genius. Okay, and focus on that. Okay, and work hard. Okay, because there's only so many places you can go. Even if this guy went to do drop shipping, I still need a place. I still need to manage my time. Even if this guy went to do copywriting, I still need my place. I still need my time, right? Even if I went to get a job, I still need discipline. I still need to show up. Otherwise, no one will hire me, right? So there's only so many places I can escape. In the end, the more you try to run, okay, this is adulting, guys. You cannot escape adulting. The more you escape adulting, the more it's gonna come for you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so open up your Google Calendar, send me a screenshot. If no screenshot, no talk. Okay, a lot of you are like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna work hard. No screenshot, no talk. Fair enough? Okay, that shows me 1 week of your time, a precious week, a precious resource of your time. Once I see that, I can see your alignment. Okay, I want to see 3 hours. 1 to study, 1 to train, and 1 to brand yourself. And you might say, 3 hours, so little. I thought you say we can't do this part-time. I said 3 hours. That's the bare minimum. Okay, Robert says, I will learn how to face myself. I will master. Yeah, you have no choice. Life will force you to do it. But I commend you for your effort. I'm talking about 3 hours as a minimum. And even if it's minimum, it compounds. Now it's 1st July. Okay, let's check back again 6 months from now. Okay, when it is Christmas. Okay, let's have a gathering and call up back everyone in the comments now. We put side by side. Okay, so let's say for example Robert says, oh, I'm going to do it. Okay, we screenshot every week of his calendar and then we look at his results. Okay, and then we screenshot another person who has a blank calendar or has a weak calendar and we look at the result. I guarantee you, okay, Robert's one, if you fulfill the 3 hours, your income will definitely be 5-10 times more of the other guy with a blank calendar. We just need to compare, okay, because I can see. Okay, and if you are not willing to pay your dues, again, okay, go and buy a course on adulting if there's such a thing. Okay, so hour 1, study. Hour 2, implementation. Hour 3, build your brand. Okay, go build your audience growth, and I'll cover that in a while. Okay, on a daily basis. You can take the weekends off. Okay, but daily basis, I want to say this. Now, phase 3, write this down, is what I call your unique closer brand. Okay, write this down, your unique closer brand. And for those of you who are not too sure about how this industry works, you haven't come into this space yet, this is what our industry is like, okay? A lot of us, like just from a 9 to 5, we buy a course and then we're like, okay, let's close, let's make money. But a lot of us are really, we're just being patronized with a set of generic and impractical sales skills, you know? Today, anyone can really just start. How you see, 4 years ago, not a lot of sales coaches, but today there's a lot, and really there's no barrier to entry. You know, anyone can come in and teach closing and say, module 1, role play. Module 2, join all the groups, okay, and message everyone. Module 3, role play. Okay, module 4, wait and be patient. Module 5, role play. And then you buy this kind of programs, then you get jaded, and then you get stuck, and then you retreat back to a 9 to 5. And when you want the support is not there, when you need guidance is not there. Okay, please, 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 don't let this happen to you. Okay, do your research, talk to people, do a Google search. Okay, be smart. So this problem actually results, if you go to LinkedIn, you will see 4,000, 44,000, or sometimes 45,000. Okay, you search high ticket closer. Okay, sometimes I see 45. Today it's 44. Okay, and you look at all of them. It's not that they're doing anything wrong. Okay, but you go to page 100, and then you scroll all the way down. Okay, or you go to anyhow page 93. Okay, you'll see that a lot of these closers have the same type of headshot, same tagline, same branding, and they sound the same. They say the same things. They have the same kind of energy and things like that. So when send it to me, Joanna, on Messenger or on Telegram at Sena, doesn't matter. Okay, there's infinite ways to contact me. All of them, I will see your messages. Okay, so send it to me when it's done. So imagine 50 of us apply to a position, and we don't even need to say 50. Okay, when I join teams and I can see the back end, sometimes I see I had 19 other people competing with me for the position. Sometimes 15, sometimes 20, sometimes 5. So even if it's just 5 people vying for an ideal position, a qualified position, what happens? Where is your edge? What makes you different? It's precisely because of this reason. A lot of closers, they just wait because they're afraid. You know, outside they say they're stuck, but inside actually they are waiting because they're fearful. Yes, I have graduated. Yes, I've completed the course, but oh my God, how am I going to do this? Right? So to counter this, you got to ask yourself one simple question. Who are you? What is your value? What will be your value? What will be your unique theme? Okay, all this goes into your unique closer brand, and I'm going to show you a demonstration. Please, please, please do not copy. Okay, once I showed this, the next week I saw a strategy closer. Okay, so please, all these things that I show you, you can use it, but at least make it, so that it doesn't look the same. Okay, go create your own thing. So if you go and add this guy, okay, this is my younger brother, Sean Lim. Okay, you can see that the branding here is the strategic closer, right? And I'm not asking you to become a 6-star copywriter. I'm not asking you to become a 6-star content creator. You can see the stuff I write here. It doesn't take a lot of time to create. Okay, maybe just 2.5 stars. But I'm focused on putting my theme, right? My values. And if you search for this guy, the Maestro Closer on Instagram, you scroll all the way down. Okay, scroll all the way down. You can see how consistent I was, right? You can see how focused I was, how determined I was to brand myself. And you look at the date of the very first post, you will see July 19, 2018. That's almost 4 years already. Okay, and you can see during this time, I actually never had a close. I haven't even graduated from my program. I was still inexperienced, maybe 6 weeks old, but I branded myself hard. And because of this, I landed my first ideal influencer 6 weeks even before I graduated from my closer program. Okay, I even created a personal website for myself. Okay, so I was very determined to stand out. I was very determined to put up value, even though, because you might say, Sean, I have no experience, I don't know how to do these things. It's not about that. You got to show who you are. You want to show your qualities, right? What are the qualities you see here? I had no experience. I've never closed a deal before. I've never booked a call before. But based on this, am I green? Yes, I was. Okay, very green. Yeah, I cringe when I look at my old stuff. Okay, but what are the values you see here? Put in the chat. Do you see discipline? Do you see consistency? Do you see grit? Okay, that's what my influencers saw. So even when I was very transparent, I told them, I have no experience. You still want me? They said, yes, we still want you. Okay, why? Because people can see what you're made of through the energy of your work. Like, why are you here today? Is it really because my slides are world-class? This is just Google slide, right? You're here because you felt something in my energy that maybe this guy can help me. That's exactly what your influencer will feel, or your sales client will feel about you. Okay, so what's the goal here? Do we just want to make some fancy posts? Do we just want to share the drink we had with our friends last week? Do we just want to share we played tennis over the weekend? Those have no value to the market, right? We are here to put value, to solve problems and build relationships. Okay, the things that you put here, okay, an example would be this. Okay, I'm trying to help influencers improve their sales function, even if it's a little bit. Okay, even if it's just a small contribution. At least my intention is not to talk about rubbish. It's not to talk about my favorite music band or unrelated things, right? My intention, and they can feel it, is I'm all in. Okay, I want to do sales. I'm passionate about sales. Okay, and think about this: if you cannot consistently, keyword, consistently beat the competition, every time you see 5 guys in the queue, you know you can beat them. You see 10 guys in the pipeline, you know you can beat them. You see 20 guys applying for the same position, you know you are the golden winning horse. You know you are the prized closer. If you cannot consistently beat the competition, then my question to you is, can you ever find the security required to thrive in this jungle? Okay, because I had to cycle through a few teams, okay, to really find my security. Okay, so recap. So far, what have we covered? Do you remember? Are you following? If this was a sales call, can you remember everything that the prospect just said? Are you taking notes? Okay, so inner game, discipline mastery, and then your unique closer brand. Okay, phase 4 is what I call the influencer cycle. Okay, write this down. This is your career. This is your future. You want to make 6 figures with me? This is your future. This is where it begins. Okay. By this point, your inner game is dialed. Your discipline is secured. Okay. I check your calendar is good. I check your space is secure. Okay. I check your mindset is dialed. I check your brand is good to go. Now, what was this version of you look like? Just curious. Some of you don't even have a proper profile photo. Okay, when all that is dialed, what would this version of you look like? How would you sound? When I see you, if I see you in person, how would you be? Would you have a different energy about you? Would you have a different confidence? Because that's how I felt. Once I secured all this, I was like, I'm not the same. You know, my old name, my real name used to be, I mean, it is Sean Lim. My real name is Sean Lim. Sena is like my username, you know. But nowadays, I always forget that my real name is Sean Lim, because Sean Lim was the old me. It's the old paradigm. And the moment I shifted, I was like, okay, I'm not that guy anymore. Okay. In your mind, what did you see? What did you see? Okay, share your thoughts with me. Who did you see? Because if you can confidently fulfill these three phases, you're halfway there. And you know what the reality is? The 44,000 closers you see just now, just from the brand standpoint alone, just from the belief standpoint alone, any one of them, a lot of closers never get past phase 3. That's the reality. So if you want to succeed, it's not that difficult because there's not a lot of good closers beyond phase 4 and 5. So if you do breakthrough, you will always in demand. I get message requests every week. Sean, are you still closing? Do you still have space? Okay, because it is a risk. It is a huge risk for companies to hire closers that are C grade, that are at phase 1, phase 2. It's a risk for them. If some of you have businesses yourself, right? Would you hire someone who can't even do phase 1? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what is the influencer cycle? Before I talk about that, I need to talk about the 3 grades. Okay, so for those of you who don't understand closers, for convenience sake, for reference sake, I've divided them into 3 grades: C, B, and A. C, like I said, they still have the employee mindset. Okay, B, it was me in 4 years ago. I wanted to specialize in the skill. And A is when you start to lead other closers. Okay, when you are at the C grade, don't expect to make money. Okay, don't join and then you say, oh, the cost is not good. This industry has problems. No, you are not good enough. Okay, that's why you're not making money. Okay, when you start making, like some of my students are making their first 1,000, their first second 1,000, their first 3,000, they are already starting to break through into the B zone. They're getting into B plus. Okay, and once you know how to do it, like Coley, like Elaine, okay, they're already A grade closers. Okay, people are headhunting them, poaching them, hounding them to close for them. Okay, and they don't want to leave because they're already happily closing. Okay, so how do we promote our grade? How do we level up? Okay, write this down. Write this down. We need to get real experience. So we join teams. We need to beat the competition. We join, and beating the competition is not good enough. You join the team, you have to stay. You don't tell me, oh, I don't have a good offer to close for. So what? Even if you get a good offer to close for, you have to stay and you have to perform. And while you're performing, you're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be late for calls. Okay, you're going to say the wrong things. You're going to have fear. You're going to choke. You're going to panic. You're going to forget your lines. You're going to get called out. You're going to miss your KPIs. All normal. Part of any game, part of any sport, part of any business. True or false? Okay. What I want you to do is to not be afraid. Why? Because I want you to learn. I want you to build experience points. Write this down. Build experience points. It is absolutely imperative that you as a closer, you are able to permanently conquer or ditch, okay, whatever, the fear of failure. Why do we have the fear of failure? It's from the employee paradigm. As an employee, we are not allowed to make mistakes, right? In our education system, we are not allowed, most of us, I should say, are not encouraged to make mistakes. So we have fear, like what if the influencer reject me, right? What if the interviewer tests me? What if I don't close? Then I'll be exposed, right? Then my friends and family would say this, this, and that. What if, what if, what if? If you have all these what ifs, you cannot move forward. You cannot move forward, you cannot learn. You cannot learn, you cannot build experience points. You cannot build experience points, you cannot level up. You cannot level up, your income is going to be capped. So it's not any program's fault. It's not any coach's fault. It's us. Okay, we must valiantly fail forwards and learn and refine and train and improve. Okay, those that take shortcuts, those that don't do this, okay, you don't need a lot of time. Okay, you look at 3 months, 6 months, they will quietly disappear. Okay, and then you won't see them anymore. But they always go back to square one. Why? They're afraid. They're afraid of going into the fire. Okay, if you cannot go into the fire, again, closing is not for you. You touch the fire, you're afraid, it's not for you. Okay, when you touch the fire and it's hot, but you're not burnt, and you can clutch, you can hold. Then you can go into phase 5. Okay, phase 5 is, write this down, the complete closer. Okay, when we collect experience points in phase 4, what are we trying to achieve? What's the point? Is it just to fail? Okay, no. We are here to complete our skill set. Okay, the one-dimensional closer is dead. Okay, if you still believe that you can still get away with just being a closer, learn a script, and then where are my hot warm leads that influencers are going to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars and dump the leads my way, and then I'm going to close and make 5 figures? That's what they want you to believe. Of course, they need you to believe that. Okay, I want you to really think and analyze first. Does this model make sense? Okay, think for yourself and tell me. Okay, the one-dimensional closer is defined as someone who just has some basic theory. All they have is basic theory, and they're not confident when they get tested. And as a result, they always have to wait. They always have to, be patient. You know, we're gonna give you a chance. We're gonna give you leads. One day we'll give you leads. Be patient. So they don't feel supported. They don't know how to get help. Okay, the coaching they invested in is generic, impractical. They have no brand. You can see a lot of all these closers every day. Right? I have to avoid them every single day. They're harassing influencers all the time. They have no idea how to build relationships. So what is the result? This is not even in my grading system. This is not even this is a D grade, this is an F grade closer. Okay. As a complete closer, it's different. You are different. You're completely different from that. You always know, like I said, number one, how to beat the competition. You always know how to close. You're always ready to close. When your influencer texts you, hey, we have a call in 2 hours. Are you ready? Okay, you're good to go. You're by your computer, you're dressed up, you're in an environment, your script is ready. You take a call, you rest. You take a call, you rest. You take a call, you rest. Okay, you are fighting fit. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't have calls, you're not like sitting here and just waiting. You are on the attack. You know how to bring leads to the table. Okay, and when you're in teams, you're not passive. You know how to build systems. You know how to improve systems. You know how to solve problems. You know how to troubleshoot. Okay, when that happens, do you know that it's a huge risk for the company to let you go? They don't want to let you go because when they throw a stone, the stone will land on one of these closers. So when you get to this point, a lot of you are like, oh, it's so hard to get here, so many things to learn. But you want to get here or you want to get here? To me, this is very hard. To me, this is very easy. I want to be here. I don't want to be here. Okay, so which identity do you prefer? Can you put in the chat 1D or complete? Okay, and don't just type for the sake of typing. Okay, this is not a game. Okay, ask yourself, really, you want to be a 1D or you want to be a CC? Beating the competition means when you text, this is my influencer texting me, one of my influencers. Hey, Sean, are you there? Yes. How are you? Doing great. There's a call for you, 1 and 15, 1 and 1 hour. Are you available? My answer is no, sorry, I'm not prepared. I need 24 hours. So I'm already negotiating. I have someone to invite you to all new meetings as soon as they get scheduled. Okay, I see a CC from Matthew. I see a CC to Joanna, Mohammed. That's the spirit, okay? That's the spirit. If you had seen this before you joined, I'm sure you have a much smoother path, right? So you say, we're getting more calls now, we need you. So you see the tonality here is not, oh, you are my employee, right? Go do work. The more it's like, now it's like, without you, I'm going to die. You know, can you please help me? So I don't have to be worried about interviews. Like, you want to test me, go ahead. You want to role play with me, go ahead. You want to look at my recordings, go ahead. Yeah, I'm not afraid. And then you might say about Sean, that's because you are you. I'm different. Well, this is my student, Andrew. He's from Malaysia. His English sucks. Okay, he has discipline problems. I mean, he doesn't know how to set. He didn't know how to set. He didn't know how to close. After I train him, you see, hey, Andrew, sorry about the delay because he's in Malaysia. This company is in the States. All his competition didn't get in. The closers from Canada, closers from America didn't get in. He from Malaysia, different time zone, he got in, 7-figure company. We are super excited to let you know that we love your application. You impressed us in the interview and he got in. Okay, now the money, It's all his to make. It's how much he want to push himself. But you must remember, he completed phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Now he's in phase 5. Okay, the one on the right, Carl, one of my favorite influencers. Okay, you can see the way he texts. Okay, very encouraging. There's no fear. There's no scarcity. Okay, the one on the left, hey Sean, I'm happy to invite you to our team. The one in the middle, hey Sean, I'm grateful to have you part of our team. Number 3, okay, I appreciate this voice message. So you have no fear. Okay, and my students who cross phase 5, okay, they're able to collect this kind of amount. I'm not sure if you can see on my screen. Here is, she set a goal 1 year ago. Okay, 1 year ago, she set herself that in order to achieve my goal, this Coley, my one-to-one student, I want to migrate to Australia. I want to build my future there. I want to build my business there. In this 1 year, and my target is to collect 35,000 in USD commissions. We have 1 more month left together. She's already at 22,000. Okay, some of you might, oh, but she didn't hit the target. I don't know. I would take 22K. Okay. And it's not just about the money, you know. Can you think of the person that she had to close herself to become, to command this kind of results? She was not this person 1 year ago. Same for Elaine. 1 year ago, when she came to me, this is another one of my one-to-one client. Her whole face was red, eyes was red, her face was swollen. I don't even know why, how a person's face can become so red. But she was like me, burnt out. Okay, and then you can see in the year that we worked together again, okay, about same as Coley, 23K. Snaps for these 2 amazing women. And Elaine is a stay-home mother of 2. So when she achieved this kind of result, and I was very inspired by her, because when I look at this, I was like, wait, if she can do it, then what's my excuse, right? What's your excuse? I'm a young man, right? I'm 33. If a stay-at-home mother of 2, I don't have kids to take care, I shouldn't have no excuse. Right? I have all the time I need. I have all the energy I need. I have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? So your next question is going to be then, how do I become self-sufficient? Okay, there are 2 skills. Write this down. There are 2 skills for you to become a complete closer. Okay. Number 1 is the ability to book calls and set appointments on your own terms. That's how you control your own calendar. And using this skill, you can set for yourself, you can set for your business, or you can bring this ability to any company, okay? As long as you understand their ideal client, the psychology of who their ideal client is. And then via texting, you're able to sell them on what I call the value of the call. Why must they get on a call with you? Not in your mind, in their mind. So whenever you want more leads, you won't sit back and say, oh, the funnel is down. Oh, I have no leads. Because your income is a direct reflection of how many calls you book. So the more calls you book, the more you win. So do you want to wait, or do you want to go on an attack? Of course, some courses will not teach you how to do that because they want you to wait. Now, my question to you is, do you want to wait? Because my goal is to be fully confident in my ability to at least book 3 to 5 calls a day. Okay, plus the psychology, the systems and trackers and touch point. I will share all this from my end in a while. Okay, to build this machine. Okay, so let me phrase this in another way. Okay, let me ask you this right now. Listen to this question. Okay, if today I were to pay you $100 for each conversation that you start with your influencers or your sales clients or your ideal client, I were to pay you $100. Would you do it? Well, then you would say, no, Sean, that's not how closing works. We don't get paid because of the conversation. Well, according to my 5-3-1 method, if a day you can speak to 5 people, you can do 3 sales presentations and you can close 1. Or if you say, oh no, that's too difficult. Okay, then 10. Okay, you find 10 ideal clients. Can you find 10 today? You do 3 sales presentations and you close 1. And you know the math, right? If you do 500 a day, if you collect 500 cash a day in a month, 20 working days, that's your 10K month, right? That's your 5-figure month. Then isn't a conversation $100? Okay, let's go by 10-3-1. Let's go by 10-3. Isn't a conversation $50? Or is my math wrong? Because I'm not really good with numbers, but do my numbers make sense? So my question to you, if my numbers make sense, The question is, are you going to commit to making yourself skillful so that this happens? Or are you going to spend time and explain to me why this cannot happen? It's your choice. Because you can either explain to me how this will happen, or you can use all that time, all that energy that you could have texted 10 people today and then waste it on explaining, oh, I can't because of this, or I can't because of that, or I can't because of this. If you can't, then quit. Okay, quit right now. This industry is not for you. Okay. The second skill is to close. And every call follows the same syntax. Okay, the purpose, the pain, the process, and then you collect payment. Now, I don't have the time to go deep into each of the phases, but I will tell you that there are 5 core principles that every sale must have. Okay, number 1 is the process. Am I 100% clear of what you do? Number 2 is the competition. Why must I only have you? Number 3 is trust. Why do I trust you? Number 4 is urgency. Why must I take action today? Number 5 is finances. Why must I invest today and take full ownership of my success? If in the sales call, you're able to hit all these 5 principles, you will get the sale. If you're missing one, you will get some kind of smoke bomb, some kind of objection, okay, which then you need to go to your coach and say, coach, he said this, what should I say? And your coach says, oh, if he say this, then you say that. And then you say that, and then it doesn't work. Why? Because the principles are not internalized. If you can set and you can close, okay, this is what's going to happen to you by the end of this year. You will book calls, you will get paid, you will collect commissions. Okay, and then when you up level beyond phase 5, if there is a phase 6, okay, where you are starting to lead other people, again, because you are good, so people want you to train them. So you can go into any team and lead anyone, even if there's a lot of people, okay, you know who you are, you know your value. You can help any business achieve their KPIs. This is the ad that you should have seen before you got into this space, or if you want to get into this space, okay? The end game is to become a complete closer. You know how to do influencer attraction, you internalize the closing principles, you know how to book calls. This is a complete closer. So once again, you want to be 1D or you want to complete this loop. Okay, as a complete closer, you have all these skill sets, right? And my question to you is, what does this version of you look like? I want you to take a moment and look at yourself as this version. How do you look like? What are your habits like? What time do you wake up? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now, you have 2 options, okay? You can stay in your 9 to 5, or you can try some other programs first, and then maybe text me at a later time. I'll be waiting. Or for those of you that want to get in and start training with me today, how many of you are my students already in the chat? Identify yourself, okay? What I have for you today is the complete closer package. And for those of you that are not my students and you want a free tour, whether you're watching live or replay now, okay, you want to see what I have to offer, comment #tour in the chat, okay? Number 1, okay, you're going to get the, so when I see your comment #tour, I will take you on a tour so you know what you're investing in. Okay, you get my complete closer core program, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. Okay, I see Robert is here, #student. Strategic setting, I teach you how to book calls. Strategic closing, I teach you how to internalize the principles. Identity shift, to work on your innermost beliefs. Okay, as well as the influencer attraction system, which I'll teach you how to brand yourself, so you separate yourself from all these other guys, okay? As a bonus, if you take action right now on this training, okay, I will give you a one-to-one, no pitch, deep dive, strategy consult. And what's the value of all this? I'll leave you to decide. Okay, so this offer is $497. Okay, this offer is $497. Okay, and just comment #tour and I'll send you the link, or reach out to me on social media, find a way to contact me, and then I will take you on a tour. So this is what the complete closer program looks like. I say #student by Elaine. Okay, so this thing is organized based on the sequence that you should be progressing. So there should be no confusion. Okay, you don't need a roadmap. you don't need a blueprint. Follow this formula. If you want to be like Elaine, you want to be like Coley, you want to be like Andrew, you want to be like me, follow this sequence, okay? Phase 1 is the inner game. Okay, phase 2, discipline mastery. Phase 3, your brand. Phase 4, the influencer cycle. And phase 5, the complete closer. Okay, so as long as you study this, you will achieve your goals. Okay, and I know you have a lot of thoughts and questions in your mind, and I'll address them in a while. I will just skip to this part and tell you that the most important thing is these two: guerrilla warfare and the art of creating value bombs. Once you know how to do this, you'll never go hungry. Okay, this strategic setting, all the trackers, all the systems, the psychology, the case studies, how the book calls is here. Okay, strategic closing, the principles, the essence, the flow, the syntax is all here. Okay, this one is identity shift. Okay, for your belief. Okay, this is the influencer attraction system. Okay, teach you how to brand yourself, plus a one-to-one call with me. So at this point, you're gonna have objections, right? So, or concern, right? So let's go through them. Is this a course I need? Is this a course that's gonna be useless? That depends. If I see your calendar and I see you studying, okay, I will help you. Okay, and those of you that are already in this program, can you please comment and identify yourself so that the rest of us know? Okay, of course, if you buy this and you don't do work, okay, don't buy. If you're not the kind to study, implement, block time out to focus, don't buy. Okay, what if I'm in the program and I need help? Because this is a course, there's no coaching, right? What if I'm in the course and I need help? Are you gonna leave me to die? No, I got you covered. But I have one requirement. I want to see your work. If I don't see your work, I'm not gonna reply your message. If you find that I'm not replying you, it's because you're not doing the work. Okay, I want to see work. No work, no talk. Will I get results after this? 100%. If my students from Malaysia, my students from Hong Kong, my students from Australia, Taiwan, if their English is not even good and they're not even in US time zone and they got so many other responsibilities and they can do it, I don't think you have any excuse at all. It's how badly you want this. I mean, you can have excuse or you can follow as I say. How fast can I see results? Okay, it's not about time. My question back to you is, how fast are you going to get it? Because it's not about hard work. It's about getting it. Okay, and if I work with you, if you do the work, I will make sure you get it. Okay, but I want to see work. Isn't this a lot of cost? Isn't this a lot of, yes, Carrie, after the recording, I will take you through a tour. Okay, don't worry. Isn't this a lot to study? Okay, yes, it is a lot to study, and I want you to study. I want you to study every single day. If you don't study every single day, don't become my student. Okay, is that clear, everyone? If you don't study every single day, if you think this is a long journey, don't become my student. This is a long journey. Success is tough. Success is hard. That's why so many people don't make it. Now, you can either use my sequence or you can go solo the learning curve yourself. Which one is longer? You decide, okay? But then what's the strategy or what's the roadmap for me? You do the bundle now. We go on a one-to-one call. I guarantee I'm not going to pitch you any upsell. I guarantee I'll make sure you're fully satisfied with your investment. Okay, I guarantee I'll take you, I will drag your ass through the finish line if you show me your work. If you don't show me your work, I'm going to kick you out of the program, no refunds, okay? Now, I have objections for you. Are you ready? I have objections for you. $500, $497. Are you good enough to make it back? Because based on our plan, that's 1 day of your commissions. You want to make 10K, you're going to make 500 a day. You're not ready for your day one, don't do this. Okay, go try some other thing. Maybe dropshipping, copywriting, okay, something else. Okay. Objection number 2 for you is, can you afford not to get this course? You want to buy someone else's course and then when you need help, they leave you to die? Do you prefer that? You ask them questions, they brush you off. You have a problem, you ask them for help, they say, oh, you just think out of the box, go talk to that guy, go talk to this guy, and then they're not present, or they give you some stupid advice that you can't use? Or is this better? Okay, and again, if you cannot study and you cannot apply, don't invest. Okay, just attend my free training, that's good enough. I'm happy to see you here. Okay, for those of you that want to speak with me personally, because you want me to coach you one-to-one or in my inner circle coaching, okay, go to Sena.link and book a call. Okay, and before I enter this training, I want to just set a standard or a challenge, whatever you want to call it, for everyone, that 6 months from now, at least the time of this recording, exactly, it's going to be Christmas. So we're going to be gathering with all our friends and gathering with our family. And do you want to attend that gathering and those events happy, relaxed, and you can focus on enjoying the company of your family and friends because you have no more stress? Because you're showing up, not just at this event, but anywhere in your life, whether you face a problem, whether you face a setback, whether you deal with your relationships, whether you deal with your family, you are a complete closer, not just in sales, but in all these domains, you are a complete closer. 6 months from now, are you going to show up as that person, that future version of you? Or are you still going to be a one-dimensional closer? The choice is yours. The link is here, SeanSena.link. Those of you want to book a call, book. Those of you want to get a bundle, text me personally or comment #tour, and I will speak with you shortly. Comments, questions, feedback, send them my way, and I'll talk to you soon. It's a pleasure and a privilege. I'm grateful for everyone that attended this training. I hope that this was worth your time. I'm always here for you if you need me, and I hope that you always, always, always believe yourself and remember that you must always close yourself. Have a good day, guys.